What is up, movie viewers? Dena Views and Reviews here, asking what you watching.
Well, today I am watching The Substance. Now, this movie stars Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, Dennis Quaid, Gore Abrams, Oscar Lesage, Christian Eriksen, Robin Greer, Tom Morton, and Hugo Diego Garcia. It is written by Coralie Forget, directed by Coralie Forget, produced by Tim Bevan, Coralie Forget, and Eric Fellner. Now, The Substance is a 2024 horror film that again stars Demi Moore. She plays a character by the name of Elizabeth Sparkle. She is a fitness instructor that has been in the business for quite a while. She is really selling an image. An image of a sexual fantasy for some. Okay, it means that the person has to embody what some in the society at the moment has classified as beautiful or attractive. Now, in this movie, the image is being sold under the pretense of promoting physical fitness, much like what we see in the music business sometimes, as well as in Hollywood, where they put this person up in front of everyone and they just look as if they are just perfect. An image that a puppet master has put together, that they're behind the scenes pulling the strings, but they're profiting from it. It is an image to the public of what beauty is and what it should look like. It is a concept that encourages and requires that others maintain or perhaps try to live up to what this person or image represent. It also comes usually with some unspoken guideline in order to be able to make it acceptable to the masses. It requires one to do all they can to not only conform to the image that is being given to the world, but to maintain this image and to be acceptable for those who have put the image out there of what beauty is or what is beautiful. Meanwhile, the whole time, the creators use this compulsion by others to be perfect or like the image they have given them to profit from. So they develop clothing, merchandise, media, and all forms of commodities to profit off of. And they become extremely wealthy for those who are not wise enough to recognize what it is. But at whose expense? Is it the ever-changing artist or celebrity that has been put in front of everyone for the moment? Or is it the consumers of this person, image, or information, or an ideology that are constantly, purposely consuming and internalizing what they see? Well, in this movie, it focuses on the celebrity, who in this case is Elizabeth Sparkle, and she is an aging star. She is a celebrity that is struggling and battling the fact that she is getting older, and she realizes that she no longer is meeting these guys who hired her, their beauty standards. Image has been set by these men within this organization. What sells, what they can promote and profit from once again. So these men are objectifying and decision making, but they have decided that she is over the hill and want to remove and replace her with a younger and, in their opinion, more attractive woman. Knowing this, she is feeling perplexed. She's feeling diminished and dumbfounded by the decision. So Elizabeth internalizes this. She's insulted by it. She's upset, and she begins to question herself and her looks, and she's falling apart, thinking about the sacrifices, the many years of devotion to the company, being treated like a piece of old merchandise that is just easily replaced. She discovers a miracle drug that allows her to take a substance, a drug that can create a younger version of herself. Sue is the name of the younger version of herself. But taking this comes with a lot of strict rules and restrictions and regulations that must be followed to maintain her current and younger self. Included in the fact that each one is allowed 7 days to exist while the other rejuvenates, and they must remember that they are still one and the same person and must keep this in mind whenever they replace one another. This leads to a lot of unexpected consequences. I gave this movie 1.5, maybe 2 stars, because this movie really caught my attention to begin with, and it was interesting, and I was sure that there was going to be some kind of lesson or message in this movie about aging, beauty standards, societal pressures, and acceptance of self, a message of some type in the film. Not so much. The movie just takes a weird dive. It becomes a bit chaotic. And the end, for me, it just changed my original mindset for this film. Again, this movie started to grab my attention right from the start, but it just really gets really freakish, weird, and just outrageous to me in the end. And it begins to remind me, it started to feel like one of the B movies rather than one that represented the likes of Quaid and Demi Moore. It was almost, for a lack of a better word, kind of silly. I know this is science fiction and it is meant to be hard, but it seemed the writer was perhaps unable to come up with a proper ending to close out the movie. And that is just my observation. It doesn't make it actual fact, or just my own impression. For all I knew, it could have been exactly what the writer intended it to be. But I found it to be just a bit over the top outrageous in the end. It just seemed kind of half-baked. And although it was horrific, it still was kind of gross to me. And yeah, that's my personal view. I don't know if the message kind of got lost in translation somehow, but then there are some that may indeed get a message from this. I guess you will just have to be the judge of this movie yourself. If you are interested in watching The Substance, you most certainly can, because it is rated R and is now streaming on HBO Max. Now, if you have not already, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave me your comments on what you thought of this movie. And join me weekly for another review or movie recommendation. And I want you to remember, it's my view. Now, what you watching?